As children, my friends and I often loved to play on construction sites, basements, attics, and other abandoned and deserted places. There was a basement in our house that was locked. And then, one day, the guys and I saw that the door to the basement was open. Without thinking twice, we decided to go down there. We've always wanted to know what's under our house. The mysterious door to the dungeon beckoned and scared at the same time. One of the guys ran to get a lantern. We opened the creaking door to the unknown. It was dark and scary, but curiosity drove us in search of adventures. The basement was dark and damp. There were pipes everywhere, along which cats ran and glared. We moved further and further away, illuminating the walls with a flashlight. The smell of damp and mildew was everywhere. The shadows of the cats turned into huge panthers and hissed loudly at us. A sound like a silent song came from the depths of the basement. We all huddled together and fell silent. The lantern illuminated the entrance to the corridor from where the sound was coming. Someone said, "Can we go back?" But his question remained unanswered. Trying not to make any noise, we moved into a dark room. The beam showed a small room hung with large pipes and cobwebs. There was a broom on the floor. The scary melody was somewhere nearby. When the lantern was moving along the walls, searching for the source of the sound, its beam caught the cat's eyes. They were looking at us with yellow lights. The cat was sitting on the shoulders of the silhouette. The lantern illuminated a figure in a black dress. With his back to us, someone was sitting and singing a scary song, and a huge black cat was sitting on the silhouette's shoulder. The silhouette abruptly stopped singing and turned to us. We froze in horror and saw an old woman who held out her arms to us. "Come on in, guys, don't be afraid." His withered hand, with yellow nails, almost reached us. Everyone recognized the grandmother from our entrance, from the second floor. She always wore a black dress, and she looked like an old woman. We screamed in fear and ran, pushing each other, to the exit. After us, the old woman's vile laughter could be heard. Everyone ran home. That night, I hardly slept, and I cried for a long time from fear. My parents comforted me for another week, and strictly forbade me to climb in the basements. The guys and I decided to check on the old neighbor after a couple of days and called her apartment. There was a rustle outside the door, and then her alcoholic son opened the door for us. "What do you want?" "I don't have any waste paper." "Get out of here." In those days it was customary to collect waste paper. We decided to keep watch over our neighbor at the entrance, but she hasn't caught our eye since. Everyone assumed that she was either returning late or had gone somewhere. Everyone began to forget this incident. And then the coffin lid appeared at the entrance. It was such a stupid custom to insert an attribute of death on the day of the funeral. We found out that this old grandmother had died from the second floor. The way to the basement was open. We decided to go down to the basement with the guys again. Everyone had flashlights now. When we got to the room where we met the old woman, we stopped dead in our tracks. Our lanterns illuminated an empty chair on which sat a huge black cat. There was a broom nearby. We froze, not knowing what to do. The cat was looking at us, and suddenly he began to sing the very song that the old woman was singing. We heard footsteps behind us. Everyone turned around and shone a light in the doorway. Our neighbor's shadow was hanging on the wall. We could hear our hearts beating. Everyone screamed in fear and rushed to the exit. As we were running out of the basement, we all heard Grandma's nasty laugh coming from behind us. Since then, no one has ventured into this basement anymore. They put a huge lock on it and fenced it off with a grid. Plumbers bravely went down there when an accident occurred or pipes burst. But they came back gray-haired and no one saw them anymore.